Who dat? It's the Packers clinching a playoff spot. Welcome to another exciting edition of Go Pack Go all day. And I'm your host, your favorite uncle, Vinny B. And the Green Bay Packers went up against the New Orleans Saints on Monday Night Football in a cold game in Lambeau Field, and the Packers won 34-0. It is the first and only shutout game of the season in the NFL. Packers defense were incredible. So during this game, the very first quarter, they basically ran the ball down the throats of the New Orleans Saints, and Dontavian Wicks caught a touchdown pass, so it was 7-0 after just the first quarter. And then you go into the second quarter, and Josh Jacobs ran for a touchdown, and Chris Brooks ran in for a touchdown, and then it's 21-0 at this point at the half. McManus hits a field goal in the third quarter and another field goal in the fourth quarter, and it's 27-0. Then Emmanuel Wilson goes in and gets a running touchdown. Big keynote of the game, Zane Anderson caught an interception in this game, so Packers defense still doing really well. I think there was about 3 sacks in this game, so Packers are doing pretty good here. They beat up on a depleted Saints team. They didn't have Derek Carr. They didn't have Kamara. They didn't have Chris Olave, so they weren't exactly full force. Packers also not quite full force. Jair Alexander sit this one out, but they did get Musgrave back, so that's a good thing, because if the Packers are a fully healthy team into the playoffs, they're going to be very, very tough to beat.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game.
Detroit Lions, in my opinion, they are the liars.
Just cool it, Zippy. You sit on a throne of lies.
They are... We'll see what happens in the very last game of the season. However, I think the Packers are being completely slept on. They have a great chance of beating the Minnesota Vikings, the Vikings, this weekend actually. It's coming up fast. So there's only 2 weeks left. Packers can pull out the win against the Vikings, and then if the Packers beat the Bears and the Vikings lose to the Lions, the Packers got a shot at the 5 seed into the playoffs. Otherwise, the Packers can only get the 6 and 7 seed. However, the Packers clinched a playoff spot. So moving on, the Packers are a tough team. I don't think any team out there wants to go up against the Packers. This young, tough force team just keeps getting better and better. The only downfall of this game here was that Christian Watson got injured. However, after results were done, it was only just a bad bruise. But hopefully he will be good for the next couple of games and into the playoffs, because I think they're going to need his speed to take the top off the defense. So Green Bay Packers doing great things, and I'm excited to see what happens. I hope this team will do tremendous things into the playoffs. So in the playoffs, they could be going up against the Rams or the Buccaneers or the Falcons. We'll see what happens. But for now, got to focus on the Minnesota Vikings. Beat that team. Keep getting healthier. Stay healthy, because they're going to need everybody, especially on defense, to beat these top-tier teams. Even if these top-tier teams have got injuries after injuries after injuries, the Detroit Lions aren't exactly the Detroit Lions right now. I think they have about 22 players on IR. That's one of the highest in the entire National Football League. Dan Campbell says that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. I think he's out of his mind. But anyway, that's all I got to say. Hit that like and subscribe button. And go Pack Go all day.